Hello everyone. Today we're going to do something a little different. I just picked up my canvas from Michael's and I haven't peeked at it yet. They keep it in cardboard after they dry mount it. And so I'm going to look at it with you, and I'm also going to frame it with my duct tape. I have 3 different colors that I'm going to decide which one to use. I've got this shade. I have got this darker shade like I did my Chuck Pinson. It's like a reddish brown. And then I have this like blonde color, which I think I'm leaning towards this duct tape. But we'll compare them and we'll kind of take a look and see what we think might look better. I wanted to match the one that's on the wall, my Chuck Pinson, but yet if the color looks better in a lighter shade, then definitely I want to go with that. So let's get started. I'm going to open this cardboard to expose my diamond painting. Let's see, not all sides are taped. This is my Butterflies and Dragonflies Diamond Art Club. And I always say it backwards. It's probably Dragonflies and Butterflies, but you get the gist. It took me almost a month to complete, and I will share with you the dimensions. It's a round drill. They really have this taped up. Okay. Oh, and I have my light board underneath it, which I should have taken it down. Okay, so it is going to be turned this way. Put my scissors away. Take my light board and set it over here carefully. Okay. All right. So like I said, they put your finished dry mounting painting in cardboard at Michael's. And so yeah, I think it looks pretty good. They left the edges on it, as you can see. And it's a heat process. So, I don't feel the need, especially with the Diamond Art Club, to seal it, even though it's not going to go behind glass, because that heat sealing really locks in these drills. All right, let me move this out of the way. This big piece of cardboard. I'm working in a tiny corner of my room. So this one is 59 colors, and it is 22 inches by 31 inches or 56 centimeters by 79 centimeters. And what I did, the only thing I did different than what came with the package, and I don't know if you can see it, but I used some electro diamonds in the wings of the dragonfly. So the gold and the Aurora Borealis green, it's kind of like the green black. And there, I think you can see a little bit of it. But I actually bought those at Walmart, and they're diamond dots. And I'll give you a little peek at what I use. So they come in little containers like this. And these are some of the ones I used for the dragonfly wings. There's also silver ones. I didn't use any of the silver. I did use some of the gold. And what you're seeing, it looks like pearls. It's the back. It's the backs of the drills. So 2, 4, 6, it was a set of 8, and I think, what did I pay? I paid under $10 for them. So that's what I did as far as enhancements, but the rest of it are all DAC drills. exactly how they intended for you to use them. So I really, really like this painting. I love florals, as you know, and I love beach scenes. Those are my two favorite themes. So as you can see, the edges are still on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to put it on the sides, the bottom, wrap it around the sides to the back, because as you can see, it's very wide. It's over 3 inches wide. So I'll get it as close to the drills as possible. And this stuff is super, super sticky. There's no lifting. I'm looking up at the painting I did, and it's really sticky. It's gonna stay. So I'm gonna compare the colors. So we have the darker one, which is more like the chocolate brown. So I'll line these up and see if you can tell. Okay, then the medium. There's the medium brown. And then we have the blonde, the wood. Not the wood, well, it is the wood grain look. But as far as the color goes, they all want to run away. Let me do them this way. Okay, so those are the colors. And I am just thinking that, you know, any of them would really work. Let's see. That one would look really nice as well. And then this one, I wish that I could ask you guys what you think. I mean, any of them will work fine. I'm not worried about messing it up. It's just a matter of what I think would look better. It's kind of like between the medium and the light. So, how is everyone doing today? It is Thursday. My dog that went to the vet yesterday to have her teeth done is a champ. She is doing very well. She does have antibiotics and some pain meds, but she is wanting to eat. She's wanting to take her walk. She had 9 teeth pulled. Apparently a dog has 44 teeth from what the vet told me. And she now is left with 18 because she's had a lot of them just fall out from her poor nutrition earlier in her life. And she was a breeder dog, so that probably took a lot of calcium from her. But anyway, she has her back teeth, so she's going to be able to chew solid food or hard food. It's mostly teeth on the side and the front. She has her fangs or canines. Those are fine, and I'm really glad that she did well. I was worried about her. So I'm still looking at these two colors, and I am so torn on which one to use, but I think I am still going to go with the light. I don't know, it just is kind of pulling me to the light. And I have my scissors, I think, somewhere in my junk drawer. Where did they go? Well, I have another pair. I don't know. I usually don't take them out of the drawer. Oh, I do. I mean, I take them out and I put them back, but I found them. They're right here. So I hope that I don't make these all gummy. But I don't measure. What I did with the last one was I just unrolled it and I just stretched it out, the tape, and I just laid it right next to the diamond field, right next to the drill field, and cut it. And then I kind of like ad-libbed how to do the corners. I don't know if I did them right or not, but I'm really happy with the way they look. So we're going to start right now and do a side. Let's see, should I do the bottom first and then the sides? What did I do there? I did the bottom first and then I did the sides, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do, or I did the sides first. I guess it doesn't really matter, but so I'm stretching the tape out, and I have this diamond painting laying on my desk flat, and you can see it's just really sticky. Once I get it on here, it's kind of hard to pull it up, so, but I like that it's super sticky. I don't want the tape to start lifting and having to, you know, glue it or keep pushing it in place. It's super sticky. As you hear me struggle. So I want it to be pretty much the same length. And it looks like it is. Oops, see, it's already sticking. Okay, so I'm gonna start laying it down, holding this end up that has the roll. And since the bottom and top are gonna go over the edge of this, I'm not too worried about how I finish the edges and the corners since they'll be underneath. All right, let's see if I've got this in the right place. I don't want them to go over the drills. I want it right up against it, which I kind of got a little off track here. I don't want any like creases, but it doesn't crease real easily, which I just said that and it got a crease. So I've got to pull it up. You can hear the stick. Okay. So for some reason now it doesn't want to line up. So this part is probably the hardest part, is to get it right against the edge. Right against the edge. You don't want any air bubbles. You want it as smooth as possible. So it's looking pretty good. I'm smoothing it all out. And this one spot right here looks like there's a tiny, tiny little air pocket, but I just smoothed it out. Okay. So I wish I had my X-Acto knife. That's what I need. That would be awesome, but it's in storage. Unless I have it in here. Let me just take a quick peek and see, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah. I am going to go to my storage unit today and find these items that I need to use daily. Okay, including kitchen items. So now I'm going to cut this right at the edge. Oh boy, these scissors are not my friend. They're actually too small. I should have my big kitchen scissors. Okay, let me turn this. Try it at this angle. Yeah, these scissors, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay. So we got one side almost done. So as you can see, there's still some hanging over, which I'm going to fold. And we'll turn this around. Okay. I see Michaels didn't do a great job on cutting this. They pulled a little bit off right here. Oh, let me pull it down. You can't tell though, and actually it's going to be covered up. It's just like a layer of the foam board got peeled, but it's not a problem at all, especially now, because if anybody looks at the back, they're not even going to see it. The tape is going to cover it. So you want to pull the tape so it's tight around the corners. Okay, so I cut it pretty much even on the ends. Let's see if I can fold that. Okay, so the piece that comes across the top and the bottom are going to go over it, so you won't even see that edge. But this is the back, and again, I'll turn it over so you can see one side that I've done. I don't know what kind of wood that's supposed to be. I call it blonde, but I think this is going to look pretty cool. I really do. So now I'm going to do the other side, the side that has the schismatic or the legend. I'm going to have to deal with these scissors again, unless I go downstairs and get those other scissors, but let's just struggle through it together. So I've got these tape rolls from Temu before prices went up, and I looked last night and they have them locally now, because these weren't local. They took the slow boat to China, but they do, and I think I only paid like $4.55 a roll, and I had a lot of credits, so I got it for basically nothing. But now the cheapest I found, there was a 3-pack, and for the 3-pack they wanted $9.55, but it was skinnier than this. I think it was 2 1/4 inches. And then the ones that are this width, that I like, this 3-inch, it's like 3 1/4 inch width. They want $19.95. So for duct tape, I just feel like that's a lot of money. Although you can't find this, I haven't been able to find this in stores, in local stores. I've looked. I've checked my Walmart. I've checked my other department stores in the area, Target, and I haven't been up to Hobby Lobby because it's about an hour away. But I did check Michael's, and they don't have the wood grain. So I'm wondering if I ask them to get it, you know, if they would be interested in trying to get it. I think I'll do that when I drop off this next painting for dry mounting, because I did show the girl the picture that I did frame that I have on my wall, and she thought it was really cool to use duct tape for a frame. She said there's people that come in there and have them frame their diamond paintings, and they pay a lot of money. And I told her, I know it's not cheap to have something, you know, more or less professionally framed. Okay, so I'm lining this up once again, trying not to go over the edge of the diamonds. This one looks like it fell into place easier. Okay, it's not exactly, it actually is a little bit over the diamonds, and I don't like that. I want it as close without going over the diamonds, and I hope that I don't pull anything up, which it doesn't look like I am. And I don't think I'm making this tape less sticky, because it is still got a lot of stick. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I thought it was pretty straight. Okay. Oh, it sticks to the fingers too. Whew, sorry. All these sound effects. I don't know if I'm going to post this video. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. It might be kind of annoying, But, and I'm looking to see if everything that's stuck is opaque and not see-through. The darker one I used definitely wasn't see-through. This one, it seems to slightly, I mean like ever so slightly, be able to see through it to the schismatic, but not enough to know what it is. Only like the black lines that are in between the different symbols, I vaguely see them, and I'll show you what I mean when I get this piece cut. If I get this piece cut. I know by the time I do another one of these, I'm going to have my X-Acto knife. Okay, that wasn't too bad. All right, so I am going to flip this side over and do the same thing. Fold it over as tight as I can around the edge. Okay. All right. It's really sticky. Okay. All right. I'm not too concerned if there's a crease or an air bubble in the back, but it does smooth out really good. I don't think that air bubble lasted very long because I just was able to squeeze it out, and I'm tightening, wrapping the sides. Okay. Like I said, don't worry too much about the ends that are going to be underneath. So now we have two sides done. We have that side and that side. Okay. And it's, to me, it's looking pretty darn good. Let me put it down like that. Yeah, I have to back it up for you to see both sides at once, but once I get it finished, I'll show you the whole thing. I'm going to back up the camera and show you the whole thing. So now we're going to do the top and the bottom. Now this part is going to be tricky because you have to, you know, be more careful with how you finish the sides because they're going to show. So I don't know how much is on the roll, but you can see there's a lot. I can get a couple pictures, I think, out of this. Not just one. Okay, so I'm going to go over the side by about an inch on each side. That's my guess. Okay. So this shouldn't be as difficult. It's not as long. Okay. Let that hang over. Okay. Unstick my fingers. All right. That went on beautifully. All right. So let me give this a quick snip. And then we'll have 3 sides done. And we'll almost be finished. All right. Okay. Come on. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. And cut it real straight. And I think I have to take a notch out of it. I do. But let me see. I gotta be careful that this tape doesn't stick to something it shouldn't. So let me think. When I fold this over, alright, so I'm gonna fold that down and over. So I need to take a notch. Okay, I need to cut it. Cut it, let me think. cut it this way, that, and that. All right, let's try this. Cut it this way. This way. I don't want to cut it too deep, so that part folds over. Okay, so let me try that. So this part folds over. I'm going to cut it just a little bit more. Okay, this part folds over. All right, then this part, uh-oh, it's sticking to the desk. All right, when that folds down, let's see. I don't want that to fold. I don't want that to show on the front. So I'm going to cut that. Cut that little tab off. Ugh, I'm telling you, this stuff is so sticky. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining though, but it is the stickiest tape ever. I'm going to go ahead and, before I fold that over, I'm going to do this side. Similar to how I did the other side, but don't ask me how. Let's see. So this, I'm going to cut. Okay. Fold over. Okay. And this piece, I'm going to cut it that way. Trying to remember. Actually, I think it's going to be fine if I do this. Cut it at another angle. I've seen this done, you know, with tape and other framing material similar to tape, and it seems like they cut a square, but I can't figure out where that square gets cut from. I'm actually cutting mine at like an angle. So, but they're opposite angles, so this is weird. I wonder, oh, yeah, I cut that wrong. I think what I'm going to do is switch it up. Hopefully, it's not going to leave a gap, because I don't want to do any kind of patch-up work. That would look really bad. Okay, get this off my finger. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to fold this over to the back. And pull it as tight as I can. Okay, that looks good as far as the corner goes. And that looks good. Okay, not perfect, but it's really only going to be my eyes that see this and my family, but it's not like I'm giving it as a gift or anything. But so there's the edges, pretty square. You know, that's the back, and the front is looking like that. Okay. ideally to have it slant down would be the ideal look. But with this wood grain tape, it really doesn't look bad that way at all. So we got 3 sides done, and we have only one more to do at the top, right there. So we are going to do that last section, and that will complete my little framing tutorial. Not really a tutorial, but my little framing experience. So what did I do? On the other end, I did about an inch past each side. Okay, so a little bit more there. Okay, so let me push that back a little and line it up. Please line up like you did. Oh, gotta be careful I don't touch it until I get it where I want it. Okay, let's see. Oh, goodness. Oh, where's the edge? I think that's the edge there. Let go. And then this edge wants to go over the top of the diamonds, and we don't want that. Okay, so we got it, and it looks like you can see through this a tiny little bit where it says do what makes you sparkle. I can see there's letters under there, but I'm okay with that. And you know, if I really wanted to, I could put a second layer of this tape over it, because it's very, flat. It's not going to make it look weird or anything, bumpy or too thick. But I think I might do that because I can really see through this lighter tape. We'll see. Let me get this cut, and then I'll hold it up and see if it really needs to have a second layer. Like I said, the darker brown, not at all. You cannot see through it in the slightest bit. But this lighter is not quite as opaque. Okay. All right. Got that. And then we've got to do the sides of the... Please don't stick. Okay. All right, so we cut that right here. Careful not to go too far in, because then you'll be able to see the edge of the foam board, and you don't want to see the edge of the foam board bare. Okay. Wrap that one down. And switch sides. Where's the edge? Right there. Alrighty. A little bit of a snip. A little bit more. Okay. Pull that under, just like that. And then snip this one, just like this. At an angle. Okay. Did I cut that one? Yeah. Okay, so now we're ready to fold the last flap. The very last flap. Make sure that's folded in. Okay. All right. Pull that tight. And pull this side tight. Giving it a nice sharp corner. A nice smooth sharp corner. Okay. And these are light enough to hold up on the wall with command strips. But let me tell you, this is a really interesting thing. Okay. So my Chuck Pinson Island Time is just a little bit bigger than this one. Not heavy though. Oh, let me show you the top to see how see-through that top part is. See? A little tiny bit. A little tiny bit. And the sides where the legend are. But you know what? I really don't think. Yeah, the sides are fine, but I am going to put another strip at the top. I just want it to be completely covered. I don't want to be able to see through it. So normally you wouldn't have to do this. In fact, if I use this again, I'll use white acrylic paint and I'll paint my edges after. Don't do this before you have it dry mounted. Don't do anything to it when you take it to dry mount it. Don't seal your paintings. Don't tape the edges. Just take it just as it is. And then when you get it dry mounted, then do the little touch-ups that you want to do as far as framing it, painting it, whatever you want to do to the edges if you don't have them cut off. But anyway, so I was trying to hang my Chuck Pinson and I was following the instructions on my command strips, and something about my walls, I don't know if it's the paint or what, but it just would not stick. I tried everything. It was such a bear. So one night I was ordering something off Temu and I was like, what in the world can I get to make these command strips stick to my wall without damaging my wall, because I really don't want anything permanently stuck to where it's going to pull the paint off. And it occurred to me that if I took, I don't know how I had this idea, but if I took some flathead tacks, I just got some silver flathead tacks, you know what I'm talking, push pins. And what I did was I'm kind of concentrating here on getting this straight. So what I did was I put, like they said, the command strips on the back. The piece that is stuck to the back, I put a tack in on each corner of the command strip, and it went through the foam board, but it didn't go all the way through the foam board to where it pushes through to the front side. But it holds the command strip on the foam board, which wasn't as big of a problem as what was trying to stick to the wall. So then what I did was, when I put the command strips lightly on the back of the painting and then put it up against the wall and pressed, I lifted the painting off and the command strips were on the wall, just barely hanging there. And I put a flathead push pin in each command strip, but in a different place than where it is on the back of my painting, because I didn't want the two flatheads to bump up against each other. And maybe that would be okay, because it would give more of the grabby material. What do you call that? The Velcro area stick. But I had, like, on the wall I had it up high, and on the painting I had it down low, and then right in the middle is where it was sticking. But I'm telling you what, those command strips are not coming off the wall with those flathead tacks, and they are not coming off the back of the painting. And now I don't have to worry, because my Chuck Pinson fell twice to the floor, and it was before I had the duct tape on it. It was when I was just trying to hang it so I could take some pictures of it. And it actually dented the edges of the frame around the picture. So I'm glad I had that frame, because if I had the edges cut off and it would have fallen, I think it would have damaged the drill field. So that was a blessing that they didn't cut the edges off, because originally I had asked them to cut the edges off and they just didn't follow directions. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything, I'll figure out something. And that's when I decided to buy this tape. So all in all, it worked out. Okay, so I put a second layer of tape, and it definitely covered up what I wanted to hide. There's no seeing through it, and it's flat. It doesn't look like there's two layers. It looks just perfectly fine. So I think I made a good decision there. I just have to struggle some more with cutting tape, but that's all right. And let's see, I got to do the same process over here. I'm getting this down pat now, whether it's the right way to do it or not. Okay, so I will be done with this in just a moment so I can show you the finished completion. I'm also going to tape after this, and I'll probably post it tomorrow, some unboxings. I have 3 more canvases that I want to share, and I think you'll be interested. They're really cool paintings. They're all DAC, and they're large. So I won't say anything else to spoil it. I have opened them, but I haven't really, I haven't, of course, started them or anything like that. I will be working on probably another Chuck Pinson after the one I'm working on now, maybe. And then starting on one of the 3 that I'm going to be showing you. As I mentioned in my video yesterday, I believe, I do about 1 painting a month. So at the end of the year, my goal is to have at least 12 large paintings done. I like doing smaller ones, but I did find that I don't like doing the, I'm trying to think, those little 6-pack, what do you call them, diamond, it just left me. I have the flower series, and I have another one, I think it's nature or seasons or something, and I did a couple of them and I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is about those small ones. I feel like they're a waste of my time, because when I work on diamond paintings, my time means a lot, and I really want to enjoy the painting I'm working on, and I feel like I find more enjoyment doing the big paintings, and you kind of have to do what you enjoy. It's funny because the back of the painting is actually how I wanted the front to look, with the cutouts being slanted. So it's got a nice back, but the front isn't bad. It's okay. But now I know that I need to reverse it. Now I'm just looking at the side, wondering if I should put a second one there. But as you can see on the front, you cannot see the lettering anymore. I put a second layer, so it is completely covered. You cannot tell You cannot tell there's a second layer. It doesn't look bumpy or thick. And I think the sides are fine. I'm not worried about the sides. But I'm going to back up and show you what this looks like. Maybe if I just lift the camera. Let's see if I can lift that. Back it up. Maybe lift this up a little bit. Okay, so you can see the top. But you can actually see my Chuck Pinson behind it. See how I used the darker tape? So, there. I was trying to get it all in there, but I can't. So anyway, this is the butterfly, dragonfly and butterflies. And then I'll lift it up so you can see the bottom. So you still can't really see the whole thing, but let me see if I lean it down. I'm experimenting here. Oh, okay. I think, again, I like making you guys dizzy, right? Okay, so there we go. A little bit further back. There it is. What do you think? You think it looks okay? I do. I like it. Okay, so that is that for this video. Thank you everybody for following me on this journey of duct taping my dry mounted. This is my receipt from Michael's, and you can see to dry mount it, they charged me $12. And that's not bad. It says dry mounting $48, frame express package $0, and then discount. They took off $36. I don't know what that's all about. So $12.84. And my instructions down here where it's dry mount, do not cut the edges. So, and then they have you sign it. And that is that. Okay. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. And I don't like to be in the photos or in the video too much, but I will at the end. So anyway, I am going to be filming, like I said, an unboxing. My head's cut off. And I will be doing that and probably uploading that for tomorrow's video. So until then, I'll see you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.